What's up, everybody? I'm B-True, and today we're going to go over my top 5 champions for the top lane. Now, the question of this video is going to be, what is your top 5 champions for the top lane? So go ahead and leave a comment down below, give me your top 5, then watch the rest of this video and see how your top 5 compare to my top 5. And if we're able to get 10 likes on this video, I will make another top 5 top laners for patch 6.11. But without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, and now counting them down, we have at number 5, Tryndamere. Now, the reason that Tryndamere is in this list is mainly because of the changes to Ghost. So now Ghost gives you a lot more movement speed, and it's actually kind of becoming part of the meta now. Now, Tryndamere's always been a problem when split pushing, just because he's almost impossible to 1v1 late in the game when he has a bunch of crit and damage. And then once you mix in his ultimate, I mean, it's like I said, it's pretty much impossible to 1v1 him, so you normally have to send multiple people, otherwise he's going to just take towers, destroy people one-on-one, and split push his way to victory. Now with the new Ghost changes, he's even harder to kill in a 2v1 or a 3v1 situation, because he can pop Ghost, he's entirely too fast to catch up to, and Ghost actually got its cooldown lowered as well, so he can use Ghost more often. So basically he can just sit up there top lane, split push, and win the game by himself if you don't devote your team to him. And if you do devote your team to taking care of him, then you're probably going to lose towers elsewhere if the enemy team, or if your team groups up. Okay, next up we have at number 4, Wukong. Now, nothing really directly changed for Wukong. Wukong has been good for a couple patches now, because he has amazing engage and he can do a ton of damage depending on how you build him. He can blow up squishies, and his ultimate can easily win a team fight for you and possibly win you the game if you get it off correctly, especially if you have a Yasuo or something on your team. But Wukong, number 4, definitely should try him out. Has a lot of carry potential in team fights. Not the best split pusher, but somebody you definitely want to group up with early and use his ultimate to win those fights. Now, number 3, we have Kayle. And Kayle, once again, nothing really changed for her, but she's still very strong. She does a lot of damage. Her ultimate is perfect against this assassin meta right now. It's able to protect either yourself or somebody else on your team who's fed once they get engaged upon by an assassin. And basically, once you get to the late game, when she builds attack speed, she starts doing damage. She basically turns into a carry on her own. So you'll have multiple carries on your team. She can split push because she has great wave clear, and she can knock out towers extremely quickly. Her ult makes it hard to 1v1 her, and she's able to escape pretty easily. So that's why Kayle is in my 3rd spot. Okay, number 2. Now, my number 1 and my number 2 are actually pretty close. There's only a very small margin that is separating them. But number 2, I'm going to go with Echo. And I'm talking about Tank Echo, not Assassin Echo. So Tank Echo has been around for a couple patches now. He's basically been the highest tier of top for a few patches now, and nothing changed on him. It's just the change to the person that I have in number 1 is insane. But anyway, Echo has he has huge base damages, and so that huge base damage allows him to get off a lot of damage on your opponent, especially with his 3-hit passive. And then being tanky allows you to proc that more often, and it's harder for you to kill. And basically, you have just a do-over button. A button where if something goes wrong, you hit your ultimate, boom, you get back a ton of health, you're out of danger in the situation, and it's extremely hard to kill Echo while he still does a ton of damage once he gets a Sunfire, and he's able to run around getting his 3-hit passive off. So Echo, number 2, like I said, could be number 1 depending on who you talk to, but he's definitely somebody that you're going to want to check out. Okay, now, without further ado, my number 1 spot, and if you watch my patch 6.10 predictions and changes, then you'll probably be able to predict who this is, but my number 1 for the top lane is going to be Swain. Now, before, it's actually pretty interesting. So Swain went from, in patch 6.9, having one of the lowest win rates in the game, to in patch 6.10 having the highest win rate in the game. Now, if you don't know already what happened to him, I'll leave a link down below so you can check out my patch 6.10 changes and my predictions where I actually called that this was going to happen. But basically what happened was Swain had his ultimate change. So instead of doing healing for a percentage of the damage that is done, his ult now heals for a flat amount plus some of your AP. So the base healing is very high, plus you have some AP scaling. and then mix that in with the Spirit Visage with the increased healing, and then a Rod of the Ages where you actually, as you expend mana, you get health, and as you lose health, you get mana. So you're able to keep your ultimate up, and the longer you keep your ult up, you're healing not just from it, but also from the Rod of Ages. So that alone, the change to his ultimate made him extremely hard to kill now. Basically what people are doing is they're building him full tank, and he's almost impossible to kill without completely focusing him. And even still, depending on how far into the game you are, Swain can take a 1v3 and actually heal more than the damage that all three of them are doing to him. So he becomes this unkillable team fighting nightmare where he's doing a lot of damage because of his ult, and he's able to just kind of run through your team. And if you focus him, one, it's going to take you a while to kill him, and then your team's going to die because the rest of the team, the enemy team, is just blowing you guys up. Or if you choose to ignore him, he's going to do a ton of damage for free, and you're still probably going to lose a team fight. So right now, Swain's win rate is sitting around like 58 to 60%, which is amazing. I mean, Swain went from being like absolute garbage to now being god tier perma-ban status. So a lot of people don't necessarily know this yet, so you can probably still get away with picking Swain before he starts getting banned in every single game. So definitely want to check that out. But yeah, Swain is amazing right now. If you build him full tank, he's basically unkillable late. All right, now on to the two honorable mentions. First off, we have Galio. And Galio is an AP tank that has a magic resist debuff, so he can definitely help you out if you have some other AP champions on your team. And then he has an ultimate that can win you the game if it is used correctly, because you can sit there and tee off on the enemy team while they're all attacking Galio, and he's got good objective control because of that ultimate, so that's why he is on the honorable mentions. And then my next honorable mention is going to be Yasuo. Now, you know Yasuo. Yasuo does a ton of damage, and he's a huge threat if he wants to split push, because he can 1v1 very easily, and he can dash out of situations. But also, obviously, in the team fights, he does a ton of damage. He's able to dash around. He's hard to hit. Yasuo's been around for a while, and basically, the Yasuo on your team is either going to go 10-0 or 0-10. There's really no in-between with Yasuo. But so Galio and Yasuo are my two honorable mentions. So yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a comment down below. Give me your top 5 if yours is different from mine, or just give me your thoughts on my top 5. Let me know what you agree with, what you disagree with. Hit that like button if you enjoyed this video, and hit the subscribe button to stay up to date with all of my future videos, my top 10, my top 5s, my how to carry low elo series, and all that stuff. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you're still to this point, I appreciate it very much. And everybody, have a good day, and peace.